prawns is very easy, especially using this recipe. What I've done was last night I marinated my prawns in very simple ingredients. There's only three ingredients that you need. You need one bottle of Steers brand garlic sauce, one bottle of Steers brand peri peri sauce, and some crushed garlic. You just mix all of that in and you let it stay in the fridge overnight so it gets nice and marinated, and the flesh of the prawns can absorb all of that flavor. So that's what it looks like. Very simple. So you can use either a pot or a pan. What I got inside is some garlic butter. Just gonna let that melt. The amount of garlic butter you use is probably just a knob, or as preferred by yourself, just to coat the bottom. Also, the garlic butter gives the extra flavor. Okay. So I'm going to take some of my prawns that I have like this. With the sauce is fine. Just try and get in there. I'm going to place them at the bottom of the pan. Now we don't want to overcrowd the pan. We want to allow each prawn to have enough space to cook on its own instead of on top of each other. So you're going to be repeating the step maybe 2 or 3 times depending on the amount of prawns that you are making. Also keep in mind that prawns, or mostly seafood in general, cook very quickly, so you don't want to keep it too long on the heat. Just a few minutes on either side and you should be ready. Okay, throw in some sauce also from the marinade. Just gonna increase my temp. Remember, when you're making prawns, especially in this style garlic prawns, it's best to buy your seafood on the same day that you are preparing it, so you know that you are getting the fresh version of seafood and it's going to be at its best quality. You can use any type of prawns. I tried to get king size prawns but I couldn't, so I opted for the ones that I did find. Also, another hint is that your prawns are made just before having lunch. It's not that ideal for you to make prawns early or way in advance and then leave it onto one side, because it ends up getting rubbery in texture. So make it just before your guests come, or even if your guests do arrive, you can just quickly do this in the kitchen and serve it as a starter. Okay. Try and use as big of a pot or pan that you have as possible, so that you can actually minimize the time that you are using to do this. If you have a small pot, it means you are using a small quantity of prawns. As I said, you cannot overcrowd your pot or your pan. Okay, I think we're ready to just turn them over. Once your prawns start to curl, then you know that it is ready. As small as they are, they will definitely curl. Now remember, the prawns I am using has been deveined and cleaned with its head removed. It has its shell on. For me personally, the shell is just divine in its flavor. So you let this cook for maybe 2 or 3 more minutes. You can take one out to taste to be sure that it's done, and then you put it into a dish and you serve as is. I will try and show you a way in which you can serve it with an accompaniment and some garlic bread, which it normally goes well with. So that's basically your garlic grilled prawns for Christmas and any part of the year.